And now that Joe Biden has publicly said that he is sick, of course, conservatives have been, for the most part, very mindful of that fact. Like I said in the beginning of the show, keep it cute in the comments. Don't come in here wishing negativity upon this elderly sick man, okay? We can talk all day long and will about how much we can't stand what he did as president, but we're not going to sit here and wish bad health upon anyone. But yet the left is still trying to condemn the right as if the popular narrative on the right is people celebrating that he is sick. That is not the case. But look what they have to say.
My expectation that President Biden is going to meet this moment with the courage and resilience that he's consistently shown. Seems to me entirely inappropriate that at this moment in time, when President Biden is dealing with a serious and aggressive form of cancer, there are Republicans who are peddling conspiracy theories and want us to look backward at a time when they actually are taking health care away from the American people. No, as House Democrats, we're going to look forward. They literally are trying to take health care away from millions of Americans at this very moment in the dead of night. And Republicans want to fan the flames of conspiracy theories at this moment? No, thank you.
See, this is the clownery that I cannot stand. What do you mean conspiracy theory? When he's saying this conspiracy theory, what he's saying is that how dare us on the right point out the fact that the left has likely known about Joe Biden being unwell for so long. It's obvious. And when we have these audio leaks, like President Biden sitting down with Robert Hur, and it's very clear that he is not mentally competent, and you cover that up and try to say it's executive privilege for anyone to actually hear the audio, you already knew the condition that he was in. Okay. And that's before we even get to the full details of the cancer. That's just saying from a mental state, from a cognitive ability state, that is where he has already been. And I have not seen any, mainstream right-wing figure saying anything overly distasteful about this situation, as they shouldn't. Keep it cute. Okay. Even President Trump put out a nice message. So President Trump says, Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery. Amen. Period. You don't have to do too much. Okay, cancer is not something to be played with. Keep it cute. And y'all know how I can read that better now that I finally got some glasses. I sure did finally get some eyes because I was blind as a bat. That's why I had to put it on. I'm sitting here struggling to read my outline a second ago. I'm like, let me put these eyes back on. I didn't realize how blind I was until I got these. But anyway, back on topic. The left is over here attacking us, but it's just so ironic that the left wants to attack us for our response to Joe Biden finally announcing that he was sick. Where was this sympathy at all these years that Joe Biden has been up there being propped up like a puppet and sick? Okay? Forget about politics, just on a human level. I don't care how much you like his policies. You know what? You can't tell me there's not somebody else on the left wing that didn't have similar policies to him that you could have propped up. But they propped him up because he was so unwell that he was easier to manipulate, and you will not convince me otherwise. Okay? I don't believe for one moment that any of this is a new development. And as all of this was going on, I really want you guys to just go down memory lane with me. I want to make sure that when history books reflect on what the last decade has been like for us in America, in this ghetto time to be in America, I want people to know the way that we were lied to by politicians, by the media, by all these people who try to play in our faces, starting with this raggedy Native American wench, Elizabeth Warren.
Do you regret saying that President Biden had a mental acuity? He had a sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
I said I had not seen the
shade of that shit.
And I hadn't at that point.
You did not see any decline from 2024 Joe Biden to 2021 Joe Biden?
Not when I said that.
Alive from the pits of hell.
The thing is, he He was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him. Live event. I had meetings with him a couple of times.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences, is not praise.
Okay, this interviewer won me over.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look.
I'm sorry, I dragged your middle part.
It is, the question is, what are we going to do now?
Okay.
Impeach him. That's what you could have done. Or, you know, there is an amendment in the Constitution that does say that when the president is unhealthy and unwell, then maybe, just maybe, you should have him step down. That's the whole reason why we have a VP. Well, by the grace of God, we made it through that presidency without a certain Indian lady becoming the president. But all that to say, Elizabeth Warren wasn't the only one, okay? In fact, if you want to just go down memory lane of the receipts of how much they played in our face, here's a whole compilation of them lying to you.
Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify.
Pause real quick. I'm sorry. I'm already gagging.
For the past few years.
First of all, I wanted to like Karine Jean-Pierre so bad because she's such a cute little chocolate strawberry shortcake, like a little Hershey kiss. Like, she's up there with her little curls and stuff. But then she gets up there and sounded stupid. Like, getting up there and just letting the world know that she is a DEI hire. Like, that was just such a traumatic era. That was such a loss for Black culture. I wanted her to eat so bad. And then then you have them saying, oh, it takes so much to prepare for Joe Biden. You don't know what's coming from him. You know why? It's because when you listen to a Joe Biden speech, it's like your brain is experiencing dyslexia. Okay. However, it must be to have dyslexia reading that on paper. That is how it feels in my ear when I listen to a Joe Biden speech. Okay. It is severe. It is severe out here. Okay, let's play a couple more of this because I really want to hammer this home. I want y'all to see how they played in your faces for all these years.
Knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
What game do all people
president
play?
Is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game.
So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
I have complete confidence in the president. I have watched him expertly guide meetings of staff and cabinet members. I could not have more confidence in the president.
I would just tell you that I meet frequently with the president, and every single time I meet him, he is just fine.
But he is, again...
I can't listen to this wench again. I can't. Y'all get the point, okay? You get the point that they have played in our faces time and time again. And you know what? Shame on all of you. Shame on those of you who are, whether you're in office, whether you're a high-ranking official, whether you are someone in mainstream media, if you are anyone that was in close proximity to Joe Biden over the last 3-4 years and then sat there and lied in 4K saying that that man was competent, shame on you. Because you endangered our entire country. I mean, look at the results. America was doomed. America was literally hanging on by its lace front for years. We were getting snatched by the wig by every other nation on this planet. Okay, America was falling. We were crumbling, shocked in tears almost as a nation. Okay, and y'all tried to play in our faces. And Mr. Rodriguez says we have another clip with Megyn Kelly. I haven't seen this one.
You covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. Ooh. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seem to be running cover for the president.
I don't think
interested.
That's true.
Well, I mean, we'll start with the Laura Trump issue that you referred. Here it is. This happened in 2020.
One thing about
Joe
Megyn,
Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden
love Laura Trump too.
is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
you are
to
no
watch somebody on stage
this is so amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel
Laura
sorry
Trump.
for Joe Biden.
I appreciate
She
it.
is so
I'm sure
skinny,
it was from a place
blonde,
of
and
concern.
powerful.
We all believe that. Laura Trump, thank you so much.
Scared, shocked, in tears almost, gagged. And Megyn Kelly said, wake the receipts up. She said, you want to see the receipts? Because I got them.